of last week, I have no idea who the villain is, so maybe she's one? Maybe not. Anyway, we're talking about Bridget today, and Bridget has a complicated past with Akabara, but right now she's after him. Yeah, she's like trying to kill him, I guess, like help the Black Swan in killing him. And she really doesn't like him for pretty good reasons, and he even acknowledges that they're good reasons, which, again, you can't figure out who the villain is, because you want to root for Akabara, you want to root for him, but he's admitting all the mistakes he made. Yeah. Anyway, Bridget. Bridget has a complicated past with him, like I said, so we get hints at it, and I love hinting. You know me, I love hinting. I love it when books hint at things. And it hints at it because she has black rose earrings that she wears all the time. And I got some rose earrings of my own. Then again, everything in this book is black and white, so I guess they could be a different color, but I'm gonna assume they're black because the book, that's why. And her past relationship is kind of like Lilithia's, except Lilithia's is a little different. We'll get to her next time, but with Bridget, she was kind of like Akabara's adopted daughter while he was king, and he, showed her how to be a leader and such. And when, this is going to sound weird, she was there after he escaped his execution to go after his wife because she's the only one who actually knows the truth that he does not love her, yet she still understands that if, his wife is released, bad things are going to happen. We don't need that. But Akabara is like bent on revenge, so he's doing that, except, he knows he messed up, and it's strange. He knows that what he's doing is not entirely right, but he's like, I started this, I'm going to finish this, I gave up everything to get revenge, virtually. And she tried to reason with him after, the kingdom of Night and Day, Akabara's vampire kingdom, fell. And, he was like, not listening to her, so there you have it. She had to kind of take over and run things with the vampires when he disappeared to go find his dead wife, and that's kind of why she resents him. But, I haven't really seen them talk yet. Just her and him, like, talk this out, which I think probably will happen because they're trying to get everyone to help stop these aliens I told you about. But Bridget is a pretty strong-willed and confident character, and she's smart. Like, I don't think that there is a moment that she shows weakness. And there's another character in here. Now I'm gonna have to find his name. Rinka, I think his name is. Bridget tells Rinka straight up that he's exactly like Akabara. Which he is. It's really kind of creepy how much they're alike. And, like I said, Akabara is, like, tied to everyone in this series, especially all the vampires, because they want him dead. And Bridget is the one who has the biggest connection with him. She knows exactly what he's trying to do, but she's refusing to tell anyone. And they try to explain it a little bit where, Akabara says that it would just be easier if everyone believed that he was looking for her because he loved her, then more people would just, like, leave it alone. And, keep the legend or myth up, whatever. But at the same time, it's like if people knew that he wanted to kill her, would they help her? Would they still try to kill him? Apparently they would still try to kill him because Bridget is still after him. Why? That is still unclear. Like, the whole idea that, the Queen could destroy the world, I guess, but there has to be a bigger reason, I think, behind it, because she understood all of this, and despite everything that has happened, she's still trying to stop him from finding the Queen, and I'm not sure if that's because she knows that even if the seal is broken, he can't defeat her, or maybe she just wants revenge on him for abandoning everyone, or I don't really know what, because that's the unclear part. Everything is tied to this story that Akabara is looking for his loved one, except, you know, he doesn't really love her, and with that idea in there, especially when Bridget knows that he does not love her. Why is Bridget, I'm questioning her motives now. Why is she doing this? Like, I get why she does not like this guy who doesn't really have a name, so he's just like a masked figure, so that no one knows who he is, because he can control everything. And Bridget is, like I said, really smart. She shows him that she means business. When, you know, he tried to blackmail her into helping him, like, you know, oh, we're gonna come after all the vampires, and she was like, no, you're not, because she's more taking on the responsibility that Akabara should have taken on after all the humans started fearing vampires, I guess, and helped them overthrow him, and that's protecting them, because you see, even with Lilitia, that she ran away because people didn't like that she was part vampire, and Bridget really does mean business, and it's awesome how she just can call a power outage like that. And in this day and age, we know what a major worldwide power outage, or even a citywide power outage, can do to anything. To transportation, especially, that's so dangerous. If you can't have transportation because the power's out, like planes, trains, all of those, that is so dangerous. And then everyone who's trying to actually just do their job, you don't know what the consequences could be if there was a worldwide power outage, or even just a citywide power outage for them. And she's able to call on that, and that immediately stopped this masked dude in his tracks, because, well, no one really wants that to happen. And he can't really afford for that to happen, even though he's trying to get everyone to work together. And Bridget, like I said, she's confident, extremely confident, and she's a good leader, because she's kept, you know, all the vampires safe, and she's figuring out new ways to do so, all while still going after Akabara for, again, I question her motives. What are her motives? And she does compare Rennick, it's R-E-N-K-A, so Rinka, I guess would be it. And she does compare Rinka to Akabara, and oh, when we talk about him, you will see the parallels in here, except I don't really like Rinka as much. And, like I said, that's just it. This whole thing is pretty much a twisted love story that keeps you guessing, because you don't know who the good guys and who the bad guys are. And it's even said, like, at the very beginning of this, they know that it's going on, because the previous Black Swan, the one that kind of started it all off, there she is on the back of the cover, she's the one who actually, you know, Akabara killed, and she's the first one that Akabara was like, I'm sorry, I had to do that. And she was like, hey, it's fine, you're a good guy, I think you really are, go find your wife, like I said for Akabara's, and I just question Bridget's morals. So that is Bridget from Record of a Fallen Vampire. Not much to her. She's a strong, independent woman, and she can really keep things together and figure out plans even in the darkest of situations. And that's one of the reasons why she's really awesome. Except, like I said, her motives, what are they? If you've read the book, you feel free to leave a comment down below as to what you think her motives are, because thinking about it, I don't really know what her motives are. And now we're going to move on to a little artwork. So last time I showed you the artwork from my favorite page of the entire book. Okay, and I read it to you because it just defined it so easily. So now I'm actually going to show you some of my artwork that I did based off of a book. And some of you, all of you, should not be surprised with this one. So Bridget's drawn really well in this, and you kind of saw how good this author is, well, good the illustrator is, especially with showing characters. And he knows exactly what to do, exactly when to show the whole face, show only like maybe an eye, a side smile, their whole body, go up, go down. It's really good. And even though I can't really draw that well, I did take a jewelry class last year, so I'm going to show you this if you want to see it. Now this is a piece I made, so it's a necklace. I'm just kind of bunching the chain up together, as you can see, so I can hold it. This piece is actually based off of the prophecy from Heroes of Olympus. And you might be going, well, how does that relate to the prophecy from Heroes of Olympus? I'll go through it. 7 half-blood shall answer the call, so 7 beads, all orange or purple, based on if they're Greek or Roman, or, well, more or less how many Greeks and how many Romans on there. To storm or fire. So you have the clouds on top and the fire on the bottom. The world must fall. And an oath to keep at the final breath. So promises always go 2 ways, so we have 2 wire wrappings that end with them kind of frilling out like, you know, air would in maybe a manga, I don't know. And foes bear arms to the doors of death. So again, back to the beads, my 7 beads right here, and the whole thing is the doors of death. It's like they're keeping it shut. On the back side, it looks a bit, it's all sandblasted, which means it's not smooth and shiny like the fire down here, the clouds up here, because that's supposed to represent Tartarus. And funny story, this was actually supposed to be the piece, not this bead or chain on the bottom. Except then, after I showed some of my friends it, they pointed out that I had forgotten Nico. I can't do that. So of course, I made a little black bead and some chain, and we put it under there, kind of representing the underworld and like behind the scenes type of guy. So that is a piece I made. I got plenty of funny stories about making it, mainly because I actually called the clouds Jason and the fire Leo. Why? Because everyone at my table during that class knew exactly what we were talking about, except for one guy, and it was really funny. So that is my artwork, and that is some of my artwork. I might show some more, I might not if you like it. I did tweet a picture of this when I first had it made, and you can follow me on Twitter at Devin797. So you could do that if you want to. And again, we're going to be moving on to Leletia. But, you know, that's my artwork. I think it's okay. It's getting a little oxidated, so I might need to clean it up a bit. But if I ever meet Rick Riordan, I'm so wearing that, because I have worn it around, just around everywhere. And that is it for now. That was Bridget. And we're going to be having a Hunger Games World Review coming very soon, and next up we're going to be doing Leletia, and I'm still calling her Leletia until somebody tells me a different way to pronounce it. But we're going to be talking about Leletia, the young vampire right now, who is Akabara's, like, only friend. It's kind of Akabara's only ally right now. She's the only one who actually believes that he's a good guy. But, you know, there's a fun story with it, and you'll hear about it next week. In the end, Bridget is a good character. I like her. I like her past with Akabara. I like how smart she is. Still want to know her motives, but then again, I'm only halfway through the whole series. So, that's it for now. Watch out for the Hunger Games World Review and Leletia's character review. Thanks for watching. Bye!